Hi guys, how are you all doing today? In this video, I am going to show you guys how to cut a mermaid skirt with fishtail using a lace fabric and still have the lace selvage or lace trimming showing on the hemline. So first of all, we are going to have to cut out what we have on the table. Now, the lining is serving as our pattern, okay? So let's assume we have our pattern placed on top our lace fabric. This is what it should look like. And you can see that the hemline is not straight, it is curvy. So that's why it is very important you stick to this video until the end, okay? Because cutting a mermaid skirt with a lace and have the lace trimming showing on the hemline is very tricky. Okay, so because of that, we are making this tutorial. Now I've gone ahead to cut out the XX, okay, by the side. So it is time for us to cut out the hemline. So from your pattern, you are going to go down by half an inch. Now this half an inch is what you're going to use to sew the edge, which is the selvage end of the lace, into the main skirt. Okay, now I've cut it out and you can see that it stops where it seems as if the edge of the lace is aligning with the lining. Okay, now after that, I'm going to go down to the other side and I'm still going to leave half an inch before the end of the lace trimming and then cut out just like you can see me doing. Okay, now after that, I'm going to, you can see what I have. Now I'm going to bring it upwards and we move over to the sewing machine to stitch this using the half an inch allowance that I left right there, making sure that the right sides are facing each other. Now before we move over to the sewing machine, I'm going to do the same thing for the front because this is the back we just did. Okay, now for the front, I'm going to bring in the front pattern. Okay, now remember, like I said, we are assuming that the lining is our pattern because when I was cutting this out, I made my cuttings on the lining, but I'm still going to trim this lining to the size I want the lining to be. Okay, so my intentions here was to use this lining to cut out my actual fabric, which is to cut on the lace, and afterwards I'm going to trim the lining to the size I want it. Normally the lining should be 3 inches shorter than the actual lace, okay, or 5 inches. It depends on what you want. So guys, as you can see on top of the table, I have the front piece, okay, and I'm cutting it out. So once I am done cutting it out, now we are going to go modify the down part. Now for the front part of a mermaid skirt, it is usually not that curvy. Okay, so you can see we don't have much to cut out right there. So what I'm going to do is go down by half an inch and place my first cut. And once I get to the part that seems as if it aligns with the lining, I'm going to leave it that way. And then just before the lace trimming, I'm going to leave half an inch again and cut out. And this is what we have, you guys. I'm going to bring it upward like this and then make sure that I cut this out properly well. You can see that the side is now longer, so I'm going to trim off the excess. And you guys will move over to the sewing machine to stitch this. Okay, so you can see I'm going to take one part of it like this, make sure that the right side are facing each other, and I will stitch using the half an inch that I left. And after that, I'm going to also pick the other side and then stitch. So let's move over to the sewing machine, and just like I explained, that is how I'm going to join them. Okay, now you can see I am on my sewing machine, and what I just have to do is make sure that the right side are facing each other, and I'll stitch with half an inch. Okay, so once I am done sewing for the front parts, I repeat the same thing for the back. Okay, now after stitching this, I'll go right to my table to show you guys what this looks like. And you guys, this is exactly how to have your lace trimming showing on the hemline of your mermaid skirts. You can see what we have right there. This is very simple. I hope you guys found value in this tutorial. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to share it so that more people can get to see it. Bye.